Hey guys, I'm Panda Bennett, and today I am meeting with Sarah and Jason of the Garden Gate Hollow. They are the creators of two of my favorite Oracle decks here. This is the Essence Insight, and then also is it the Shadow of the Macabre?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
All right,
that is
well, I will let you guys go ahead and introduce yourselves.
Hi, I'm Sarah, and this is Jason,
I'm Jason.
and we are Garden Gate Hollow, Bath, Body, and Spirit. And I'm not sure what you want me to say.
Well, just tell me. So you have these two. I know you guys have the two Oracle decks. You
Yes.
guys do the divination dice.
Yes.
You do. Are you guys both readers?
Yes,
Sarah?
I do it professionally. He's still trying to get the courage to just get out there and do it. He's really good. He just doesn't have the confidence.
I've done a few like professional readings, but Sarah's our main reader.
Yeah.
By professional readings, he means he didn't take their money.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a professional environment.
It was a professional environment. He just didn't take their money. But yes, so we are both readers. I do it more than him.
Definitely more.
So how did you guys come to creating decks?
Oh, well, being a reader, you're always looking for the next awesome deck, and you always have this idea of, it would make an amazing deck. And I just would always do that. And I decided, you know what? Instead of searching for this deck, I'm going to make a deck.
Yeah, we've been talking about making a deck for probably 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And just kind of toying around with it, and finally Sarah was just
pandemic hit, and I had nothing to do.
Yeah, we had time. Our entire show schedule was cleared, so because we couldn't do any venues, so Sarah dedicated a lot of her energy on it, and
That's so amazing.
It kept me sane. Yeah. My essences kept me sane.
Mm-hmm. And so, because of the pandemic, you guys had enough time to sit down and channel that energy, and that's where these two decks came from?
To actually make it happen, because otherwise I don't really have the time. There's always so much going on, and then I was basically forced to just sit down in my quiet space. And one of the other things that we offer through Garden Gate Hollow is flower essences. I talk to plants, and they offer their essence, and we create those. And my essences sat there saying, you know what would make an awesome deck? And so I worked with the essences, and together me and the flower essences came up with that deck.
So then so I love plants, and we're totally into bees and plants. I also talk to my plants. Everyone thinks I'm so weird. But I'm no, he has new growth. He's been trying so hard for new growth this year. But so we probably now have 45 indoor houseplants.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, we love them. My husband and I have gotten really into it. And so when I saw this deck, first of all, the green, I absolutely love this. I love this color. It's so grounding, and it just feels like you're outdoors, even though you're not. The energy of it and everything, I love it.
Thank you.
So these pictures, did you take these pictures?
Every time I make an essence, I take a picture of the actual flower or plant that offered that essence. Mm-hmm. And so we took those pictures and put them through a photo editor. So those pictures are the actual flower, or it looked like you held up the wild cucumber. Mm-hmm. So in that case, it was the wild cucumber plant that offered their essence to begin with.
That's amazing. So do you have all of these plants? Are you...
Most of them are from my yard, but for the most part, when I make an essence, I use what's called the no-pick method, which means I can go to a botanical garden and just work with the flower to get the energy into the bottle and leave everyone where they are. Yeah. So we go on a lot of hikes, and I'll just have a random plant say, hey, I'd be great. So most of those are from my yard itself, but a lot of them are from local parks or not local parks.
Yeah, if we're on a hike, Sarah will start talking to a bush.
Yeah, I'm the crazy lady out there talking to plants.
I totally resonate with that. That's you're not alone. We need to get together and talk to plants.
Plants love it.
So then do you have you like before you made this deck, do you study a lot about the flowers and like has it just always been something?
Yes and yes. I do a lot of the background exploring. I've got about a million books on the magical, herbal, and energetic properties of various plants and flowers. But one thing I also learned when I started making the essences is that plants are going to be what they're going to be, and sometimes they don't read a book. So some of those aren't necessarily in line with a traditional meaning of a flower or plant, but they are in line with that flower or plant's meaning.
Okay.
So, but yes, I love I love studying. I love researching. So I do a lot of research on the stuff too. But then I open up and just listen to spirit too.
Right. Yeah, that intuitive. And
Hmm.
I think that's how you get the deepest meanings usually.
It's a lovely balance.
Yep.
Um, okay, so then are you making any other decks or you just have these two?
Oh, oh yes, yeah. We have quite a few projects going right now.
Yeah, remember when he said that we'd been toying with different ideas for the last several years?
Mhm.
We have an entire notebook full of ideas, and they've all come screaming forth since I've been unable to focus on other things. So,
our first release was the Essence Insight deck, and then
yes.
we released the Macabre deck. We also have a third deck that has been fully developed and ready to go. It's called the Suburban Night deck,
Yes, it's the Suburban Night deck.
and
And
it's another photo we artistic photos
yeah,
um, deck, and so we're
and
just about ready to start pushing that one out too. And
yeah,
then
the Suburban Night deck is basically dealing with the idea that every aspect in life is a nightly challenge and how you can grow with the aspects of chivalry
Mhm.
in your modern day life. So it takes concepts like the first day of school and uses that as a nightly concept. A
Yeah,
shopping trip is a
yeah,
quest,
all relating to like aspects of like
the
suburban
everyday.
life, yeah, everyday life, yeah,
So we've got that one that's out, and we're working on a couple more. I don't like doing nothing.
yeah.
So
She's so we have quite a few projects right now.
That's so exciting. I've been working with the Essence Insight deck for a while. I absolutely love it. It reads wonderfully. Both by itself, I was really impressed with what a well-rounded deck it was.
thank you.
And so like you can definitely do entire readings with it just by itself. I mean, you've got um both like a well balance of words for both light work and shadow work, I feel, within the flower essences. Um, and so I thought that was really nice. That's really unique, and it's kind of hard to
Thank you.
find actually. I do a lot of shadow work, or I consider myself a shadow worker, and it's really hard to find those decks, you know,
Yeah.
that offer that. And then so then for your newest deck here, so I love this deck. I love it. The the keywords hit perfectly. They're so good. Um and that's huge for me. So like I really prefer decks that have like the one keyword rather than like a whole phrase or a paragraph on them. Um and so then you can read intuitively or you can go to the
Yeah,
book. And so
exactly. Yeah.
these keywords are really great. And then to follow that up, your guys's interpretation, I don't know how you guys like, what do you guys, does one of you do the artwork and the other one spiritually interprets? Do you guys do it together? Like how does that work?
I do all of the artwork, and I do most of the interpretation. Every now and then I'll find myself beating my head against a wall saying this just isn't coming to me, and that's when he'll step in and give me a boost.
Mm-hmm.
So it is done together. It's a
Yeah.
partnership, but I do carry most of the load.
I think we kind of like came up with most of the keywords on our like together. That was really collaborative.
Yeah, and by saying we did it, we're really, it's not necessarily us. I really put a lot to spirit on this one. We're just conduits right now.
They just, with the keywords for that one, they were talking to the both of us.
Yeah.
So, but 99.9% of it is Sarah.
And Spirit.
Well, in the book, the guidebook is, when I opened it and when I started to read through it, I was just really impressed. I mean, it was really hard hitting. It didn't leave you with any room, you know what I mean, and a lot of people, I mean, that's what's needed for true shadow work, to really look and embrace that shadow and to get down and dirty. You need those kind of prompts, and that's what people need. It's not easy, but it's definitely necessary. And in the end, I always say this, that I feel like shadow work is the ultimate form of light working. You know, shadow work gets a bad rap.
Yeah.
Yes. People interpret shadow work as some negative aspect of myself that I have to cut off and get rid of. And that's not what it is at all. It's about embracing yourself as a whole and understanding and accepting yourself as a whole, the good, bad, and the ugly.
Yeah, it'll help you find your strengths for sure too.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me about like the production of these decks. Like, what challenges did you run into, like from finding like printing and shipping, and just tell me about it.
Well, the concepts, they tend to come flooding in, so that is a challenge and not a challenge all at the same time, because I'll find myself with 50,000 ideas floating around in my head and no place to put them. And then I have to find that outlet for it. But in reality, that tends to kind of flow. The hardest part probably was the initial finding a place to print it for a price that we could then get it out to people without breaking anyone's bank, including ours.
Yeah, the printing costs for any sort of deck is really cost prohibitive, and finding a way where we could turn like enough profit to kind of keep us going. We're not going to get rich making Oracle card decks.
No, but it's not about that.
No, it's about getting them out there. So we did have some challenges with finding like the right vendor. We switched vendors.
Yeah, we had to switch vendors partway through. The Macabre deck is actually printed by a different vendor than the Essence Insight deck. We've switched, and now we're going with actually a fabulous vendor in the United States. Mm-hmm. They print out of Florida. Yep. And it's very, very, for anyone interested in making their own, it's actually really, really cost effective.
Yep.
And other than that, the other challenge is coming up with the explanations for the book.
Yeah, making the book.
Putting it in terms that it's like I'll go through and I'll say, does this sound like I'm rambling? To get long-winded.
Yeah, no, I thought that you offered just the right amount. And I like that you have the same like introduction where you encourage people to also use their own intuition. Like, you're like, here's this deck, here's this labor of love that I've created, but also feel free to, go through your own intuition and how you connect with it as well.
And we firmly believe that with everything we're putting out, yes, we may have one way to view it, but however the reader sees it, that's the right way.
Right.
So we really, really, really encourage people to, fine, go ahead, read the stuff that I spent hours slaving away at, or don't read it at all. Just use your own intuition.
Yeah.
When do you think the newest deck, the Suburban Knights, is that what it is?
Yes.
It'll probably be available this week.
Oh, wow. Really?
We have it in hand. The book is made. It just needs to go up.
Yeah, so I'll be putting it on our Etsy.
Yes.
I'll be putting it on our Etsy store this week, and it'll be for purchase. So.
And so for anyone that wants these decks, I will list all their social media and the store link down below so you can pick these up as well. Okay, so what else? So just tell us more about you. So you're a reader. You do the daily readings online, which I love. I watch those they're just really calming. I really like that.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I actually need to get back to that. We took a bit of a break for a while. Things got a little hectic, but I do need to get back to that. So thank you for prompting me to get my behind back out to the park where it's important. Yeah, we live in suburbia, and we're people that all the neighbors hate because our garden looks like the weeds took over, because I'm friends with my weeds, and we also do a bath and body shop, and everything is infused with herbs, also known as weeds, which all the weeds are harvested from our yard. So we are all about the whole connection of earth and body and spirit. And that is the sum up of Garden Gate Hollow. We read, we provide stuff to clean your spirit with and to clean your body with.
Yeah, Sarah we make soap, natural cosmetics,
shampoo,
hair care products, face care products.
I love lots of things.
Really?
And I love being able to help people.
Yeah. And
my gosh.
we've kind of stepped back from the bath and body side of the company during the pandemic because
they have a shelf life, and right now we'd like to focus on making decks. So I can get as many of those out as possible before all of my life starts back up again, and I won't have as much time.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I feel like you guys are like my spirit family, like from the moment that I looked at this deck, but just hearing about your yard, we have a sign. It's like, it rhymes. It's like, don't mind our weeds. We're feeding the bees or something like that. But because we don't, because our yard, I mean, it just, our neighbors hate it. So like, here's all these other really perfect, pristine, clean cut lawns. A lot of people have like rock landscapes, and like then here's me with like my 6-foot sunflowers and like my big tall patches of weeds and my lilac bushes and like my witchy decorations, and so my neighbors feel the same way.
Yeah, so a few like maybe 10 years ago, Sarah found this door, like a house door, and she's like, I'm gonna put this door up in the yard. So we have like a door in the middle of our garden in front that I spent like 3 hours propping up, and it's just like a door that is just a door.
It's a door.
That's so amazing though. I would love that. Like, I love finding stuff like that, and you're just like, that's definitely a door to the spirit world. Like, I know it is. I can feel it.
Exactly. And
it's a magical door.
Totally what it is.
It's just a
and the birds planted a rowan tree right next to it, so I really can't. It is what it is.
It's there now.
Yep. Right next to the sink. That also is put in my front yard.
Yes.
We're not beekeepers yet, because I haven't convinced my husband. But we do keep bee motels, so we have several different like bee motels. Yeah, so we're just like, our neighbors hate us. Yeah, for sure.
See, I love you. I absolutely love you.
Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Okay, let me look at my list here. What have I forgot to ask you guys? Okay, so tell us how do you feel like your decks are meant to be used or best used, whether that's like for daily divination, single card pulls. What do you think? I know that you have some spread options in your books, right? For both of them?
Yeah. It's just to help out in case someone needs a little boost. But really, the cards are programmed to go with those spreads, so that means you can open it up and automatically lay it out to that spread, and it'll know what it's doing. But of course, spreads aren't absolutely necessary. The Essence deck is a well-rounded emotional deck, so I would suggest that for anything at all, absolutely anything, either a daily reading, a single card pull, I'm having an issue right now, what do I need to deal with it? So the Essence deck, I think, can be used in any way, shape, or form. along with the Suburban Night Deck that we've got
Absolutely,
coming out.
absolutely.
Those are anything you can imagine. Of course, the Shadow of the Macabre deck, that one's a little different. That one I recommend more so, especially with people just starting out with shadow work, doing maybe a daily pull it out, meditate on the card, examine what I should be aware of today, and just go through your day focusing on, okay, that's right. I'm going back to this card, the concept on this card, and maybe take notes so that we become more aware of who we are and how it affects our lives. So while I've got a spread for the Macabre deck, that's nice, but I'd use it more as a single pull.
That's how I use it. Just pull one a day.
So what type of reading sessions do you offer, like professionally? Do you do shadow work sessions, or like
I have not done any shadow work sessions, primarily because that's a really...
Does the world shut down?
Well, yeah, actually, because the world shut down.
Yeah.
So yeah, but people, I've noticed when I try to give them constructive advice, I am a stranger, and I do a lot of my readings with muggles specifically. So people who are new to the whole concept, and their hackles go up.
Yeah, like we would set up a booth at
Lavender
like
Festival.
a lavender festival where we did very well there, or
because muggles come and visit, and they don't want to know their shadow self yet.
Yeah, we have a flea market that we do every year that we do pretty well there, but these are people that are there shopping for swap meet stuff, and they're like, oh look, a card reader, I'm gonna get one of those.
Yeah, they don't want to know their shadow self, they just want to know.
Mm-hmm. If we do like a show like a tarot, like we do a tarot symposium every year. Well, Sarah will do readings. She'll do more specialized readings, like like a basic oracle card reading. She does an essence oracle.
But that is a location where I would be more likely to do a shadow, if someone requested it. And so far, no one's requested anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. There's definitely a difference between
they want their business.
Yeah, the people that are new and that are just curious about tarot, and then the people that are deep diving and doing that work and that healing and are ready. There's definitely a distinction. But what's so nice about this deck is that people that are even just learning in the comfort of their own home, so you can kind of pick it up and like I think the first card that I looked at was like Armor Clad, and I was kind of like looking at it and I was like, well, maybe I'll set it down and I'll come back to it later. You know what I mean? But then you can do it in the comfort of your own home at your own pace, and you still have these really nice prompts and keywords to like get you going and support you. So I really like that. And
we wanted it to be something that people could easily do on their own, whether they have been reading for years or whether they're brand new at the whole I'm interested in looking at a deck concept. So we wanted it to be something that people could do themselves.
Yeah.
So tell me, sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, it's supposed the deck is geared towards like a beginner or an advanced user.
Anybody
that wants to do it.
Right. Okay, so besides your own, of course, tell me what each of your favorite decks are. What is your go-to readers?
So I have 3 that I tend to constantly reach for. I find I'm always reaching for. One is The Wisdom of Avalon. So it's this one by Colette Baron Reed, who I love her stuff, and it's just these beautiful cards, absolutely gorgeous, all based in Avalon, and it's one that I use professionally too. I just absolutely love it. People resonate well with it, and it's easy to just pick up and go. Earth Magic. I don't know if we can see that.
Who makes that one?
This one is by Stephen D. Farmer.
Okay, so, I've heard that name.
Yeah. And it is also, if you allow it to, it is a really, really honest deck. So it does have some keywords, so it's easy, really easy for beginners, but it's got beautiful art, but it is very, very straightforward and honest. So that one is also one that resonates with people. And then I've got the Sacred Traveler deck, which is just wonderful. It's by Denise Lynn. And it's, once again, I'm drawn to the artwork. It has a little bit more information, but it's got some nice, simple pictures, really beautiful. And it's about basically viewing life as a journey and how each day works with that if you're traveling on in your journey in life.
Yeah.
I love those three. They're wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And what about you, Jason? Do you have favorite decks or?
I usually roll with the Sacred Traveler.
This one's his.
That's usually the.
I stole it from him.
I also use our divination dice quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
I know we made that, but.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I'm a fan.
You need to do like dice in the park, or that doesn't sound right, but like something.
You need to do some dice in the park. Do
some like divination like readings. I would be really, really interested to see that. I have the divination dice. I'm gonna have to learn how to use them, but I absolutely love studying different forms of divination, from tasseography to bibliomancy so I'm so excited to like deep dive into the dice and get started. But
keep in mind, the dice are more about telling a story. So you're gonna lay them out and you're gonna tell your story. So using the different plot points of a story, basically.
Okay.
So when you're reading them, keep that in mind.
Yeah, I'm really excited, but you could lead us. You could do like Instagram lives or something.
I don't think anybody wants to see me.
Everyone does.
Oh.
Like I said, he needs the confidence to just do it.
I'm more of a behind the scenes guy.
Yeah. Okay, I think we've got everything. Is there anything else that you want anyone to know about you guys or your decks or?
Yes, there is. I remember one other question and I loved it. And we want to give a shout out to anyone who's interested in making a deck to just do it.
Yep.
To just take that step and do it. There are ways to do it on the cheap, just like hand drawing your own stuff on cut cards, and just don't let anything stop you. Just, if spirit is calling you to make a deck, just do it.
Yep.
Well, thank you for that personalized message for me. That's been like, no, I'm just kidding. No, but really, there's so many people that, yeah, that's exactly what you need to do. I mean, I always say that even with making videos and stuff, I just like really struggled, and probably my first several videos were just terrible. They're awful. But you just have to do it. You just have to do it. It's going to really resonate, whatever you're doing, whether you're cooking or, you know what I mean, you're making Oracle decks. Some of them people are going to love what you're doing. Other people, they're not going to care otherwise, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. But yeah, for yourself, just, do it. Definitely get out there and do it. Should take my own advice. But anyways.
Yes, we all should take that advice.
Exactly.
But thank you so much for sitting down with me. I absolutely loved this. It was very nice to meet you. And I love your guys' Oracle decks. I will be watching for the next one to come out. In the meantime, I'm excited to do some deep diving into the Shadow Work deck and do a little look into my shadow, which is always needed. But I'm really excited. Thank you so much for meeting with us. And if anyone else wants these decks, you definitely need them. And I will put the links all down below. And do you guys, anything else?
Just thank you for having us. This was lots of fun. It's nice to talk to someone about stuff we're passionate about.
Yep. Thanks for seeing something in our work.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you. All right. I will see you guys later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye now.